This is one of the IELTS section where you do or die. Now, why do I say where you do or die? Yeah. Well, it's because it's possible for the IELTS test takers, especially those who come from Indonesia, to get perfect score in listening, to get band score 9, yeah, in individual band score, yeah. But at the same time, yeah, if they don't get a lot of exposure, yeah, much exposure in Western culture or in listening materials, yeah, listening could be a trouble. Yes, yeah. So that's why I call it a do or die. Yeah. Some people get really high score. Yeah, some people get really low score in listening. Now about the test, yeah. Um, the listening consists of 10 questions each part, yeah, and there will be dialogue and monologue, yeah, and then work in social situations, yeah, academic situations. So there will be listening part 1, 2, 3, 4. Each part consists of 10 questions. So in total, there are 40 questions. Yeah. And section 1 and 2, it's usually about social situations. Yeah. Yeah. A daily conversation. Yeah. And section 3 and 4, yeah, it's usually academic situation or campus related listening. Yeah. So the kind of listening that the kind of conversation or lectures that you're going to find in the college or university. And then the listening tests your ability to understand spoken English. Yeah, it lasts for 30 minutes and it has four parts. Yeah. So the spoken English that I'm talking about here is especially the variety of English, yeah, that comes from native speaker countries, yeah, such as Australia, New Zealand, yeah, England, Ireland, USA, and North America, like Canada. So mostly native speaker countries. Yeah. So you need to get familiar with their accents. Yeah, because the problem is the accents, not the English itself. Yeah. But predominantly, yeah, IELTS use Australian and British accent. Yes. Yeah. Now, my question is, yeah, are you familiar with a British and Australian accent, guys? Anyone?
This is Mira speaking. I
Okay.
think no. I am more familiar with American styles
Okay. It's because, everybody goes to Hollywood, yeah, because we watch Netflix and
because
HBO.
yeah, we watch Netflix and we watch a lot of things about sitcom and etc. So they usually American style.
Okay, right, yeah. So here's what you need to do, yeah. For IELTS, yeah, for the sake of IELTS, yeah, you need to know a variety of English. Yeah, you can try genuine materials, yeah, such as, yeah, BBC, Net Geo, National Geographic, Discovery Channel, yeah, where the narrator speaks British English or Australian English. Sometimes you also need to get familiar with the British and Australian movies or TV series. Yeah, that might help. I myself must struggle around 3 months, yeah, to get familiar with Australian accent, but after that, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, but I needed 3 months, yeah, to get accustomed to listening to Australian accent because of the difficulty in the accent. Okay, on IELTS, yeah, the narrator will tell you who is speaking, the situation, and the topic. Yeah, so before the test begin, yeah, before they give you the question, then the narrator will um, give you the background information. And read the question before you listen. Always read the question before you listen. Yeah. So you know what is being asked. Yeah. You know what you are asked to do. And you can only hear the recording once only. So that's on the test. Yeah. Once only. But during our exercise, we can always replay and replay. But remember that, yeah, on the actual test, yeah, you can only hear the recording once only, except for the sample question. Yeah, you will hear the recording twice. And answer the question as you listen. So basically, yes, yeah, on IELTS you will have 10 extra time, yeah, at the end of the test, yeah, to transfer your answer from question paper to the answer sheet. But yeah, in order to be effective and efficient, yeah, you need to answer the question as you listen. So when you listen to the answer, you write down immediately. You listen to the answer, write down immediately. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, automatically. Yeah. So you need hand-eye brain coordination. Yeah, I hope you need. I hope you have that coordination, because some people say the answer is B, Mister, but I wrote down C. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it's blunder. Yeah. So write your answer directly onto the question paper. Yeah. Don't wait. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you can use the
Excuse me, Kak.
yes. Mm-hmm.
What do we address you? Sorry, Kak or Mister
Yeah, it's
or
okay. No problem. You can call me Mr. Harry. Yeah.
okay. Okay, Mr. Harry, can you please enlarge the presentation
Oh,
because
okay,
I have
okay.
a bad
I'm sorry.
sign.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
Yes.
you can full screen. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so
No,
much.
no, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Okay, better.
reminding me. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, guys, yeah, don't hesitate to ask questions. Yeah. If you don't understand something, you can just interrupt me. Yes. Yeah. So let's go to the next slide. Yeah. So this is part one. Yeah, you have 10 minutes at the end of the test. I already told you that. Yeah, and the types of questions. Yeah, in the listening section. Yeah, table completion, multiple choice, short answers, labeling. Yeah, matching. Yeah. So the purpose for type one is part one is to understand detailed information and conclusion. I think majority of the listening questions are detailed information. So you need to be careful, you need to be meticulous, yeah, and you need to concentrate 100%. And one of the problems, yeah, why people get lower score in listening, it's because they're not familiar with the test format. It's not because their listening is bad, yeah, but because they are confused and shocked, yeah, with different kinds of questions, different varieties of questions, such as completion, multiple choice, short answers, labeling, matching. It's confusing. Yeah? That's why you need to practice regularly to get familiar, yeah, with the test format. Yeah. So when you do the actual test, yeah, you can get faster. I told you the British invasion. Let's begin. So the problem with the accent in listening, yeah, if you don't know how to pronounce the word, yeah, you don't know the spelling, yeah, then that will be a problem. Sometimes, yeah, some people know the word, but they don't know how it sounds in British English or in Australian English. Yeah, I mean they pronounce the words, yeah, in different way. You know what I mean? Okay, next question. Can anyone speak British in our class? Anyone?
Well, not sure actually.
Okay, who's
Not
speaking?
sure. It's Salma. It's
Okay,
Salma.
yeah. Well, sometimes we can make challenge, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
British Day challenge. In speaking part later, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, you have to mimic the accent of your favorite actors, yeah, your favorite British actors, yeah. And you have to remember the line. Anyway, if we get familiar with the British accent, then we can do the IELTS listening section easily. Yes, yes. So I think the main problem in listening, because sometimes you don't know how to pronounce that word, and then yeah, when people pronounce it in the right way, you just don't recognize. Oh, that's the word. I know that word, but I don't know how to read it. Okay, and I think we will also dedicate some time, yeah, to practice our pronunciation and check our spelling. because there's a difference, because there's difference between British and American spelling. Yeah. Here's the listening part two. Yeah. In every dialogue or discussion, there will be purpose. Yeah. Detailed information. Yeah. And in part two, yeah, you will also get matching and multiple choice. Yeah. But part two is usually a talk. Yeah. But it's an informal talk, like a tour guide. Yeah. Like a museum curator. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. It's not academic, but still social situation. Oh, guys, can you follow me? I hope I don't speak too fast.
No, you're okay.
Okay, yeah, we're okay. Now, in part three, yeah, as I told you before, in part three, yeah, there will be academic conversation and discussion, usually among two students, yeah, discussing their class schedule, yeah, discussing the content, the materials, yeah, of their class, yeah, and their assignment, yeah, yeah, to decide what to do, yeah. So it's academic conversation, discussion, campus related. Yeah. And in part four, I think part three and four are quite challenging for those who are not inclined academically. Yes, yeah. Part four is about lecture and presentation. Sometimes it's lecture from a lecturer. Sometimes it's presentation from students. Yeah. So part four contains academic topic, ideas, and opinions. And your task as a listener is to follow the arguments of the speaker. Um, what can I say? The problem is maybe because they use formal English and there are a lot of terms, yeah, and theories, yeah, yeah. But you know, everyone has advantages and disadvantages, yeah. Because, for example, my students who don't like reading, yeah, they are really good at doing part one and two because it's social situation. And then my students who are considered serious people like doctors, lecturers, yeah, lawyers, businessmen, it's difficult for them, yeah, to handle casual conversation because there are a lot of expression and idioms in there, but they're really good at doing something serious, like serious stuff, like following academic subjects, something like that. Yeah. So the test is quite fair. Yeah. It's good for social situation. It's also good for academic conversation. So far, so good, people. Yes. Okay, let's continue. About the marking now. Yeah. Number one, each question is worth 1 mark. Yeah. So never leave a question blank. Never leave a question blank. Yeah. You must write something. Yeah. Because the difference 1 mark, yeah, or one question, it could be the difference between your goal band score, yeah, and failure. You don't want to fail, yeah, so always write something on the answer sheet. And then the instructions tell you how many words you can write. Okay, if you want to ask me what is the most important part of the listening, it's the instructions. The instructions are more difficult, more important than the question. The questions are more important than the answer choices. Yes. Yeah. So always listen to the instructions because the instructions tell you how many words you can write down. If your answer is correct, yeah, but you write down too many words or you write down the wrong number of the words, yeah, then it will be considered wrong, even though your answer is correct. You know what I mean? Because it's technical difficulty. Yeah. Now, pay attention to your spelling. It's okay if you spell it American way or British way. Yeah, you just need to maintain your consistency, but make sure that you're familiar with the spelling. I mean, I told you, British people spell the words in different way and pronounce the words in different way. Yeah, you got that right? Yeah. And although now, okay, about handwriting, now they have the internet-based version of the IELTS, yeah, but most IELTS test takers, they prefer the paper and pencil test, and that's why That's actually the main advantage of taking IELTS because it's handwriting. So make sure that your handwriting is legible, your handwriting is understandable, your handwriting is readable. I mean, imagine if you write something and then people cannot read your handwriting, or you cannot read your handwriting. That will be funny. Okay, and then when you answer the question on IELTS, you can only use the words from the recording. You cannot use your own words. You cannot use your imagination, and you cannot use the words from your knowledge. You can only use the words from the recording, like fix, like exactly the word from the recording, like verbatim, yeah, word by word. And when you write down your answer, yeah, it's your choice. You can write down all in uppercase letter or in lowercase letter. It doesn't matter. So the first strategy, yeah, is familiarize yourself with the test format. You already know that. Now here's the next strategies. Yeah, listen to the whole test. Yeah. So don't miss a thing. You know, you should listen from the beginning till the end. Yeah, before you answer. Yeah. Retrieve info from the recording. Yeah, and then info from the question paper, so you know where the information come from. And then after listening to the narrator, you can predict what type of vocabulary or information that you need to fill in the gap. Yeah, for example, well, it's also related to your knowledge of grammar. Yeah, do you need to write down a noun or verb? Do you need to write down an adjective or adverb? Yeah, so you can answer, yeah, the question. Yeah, so it is grammatically correct and logically correct. It's grammatically correct because it follows, yeah, uh, the rules of grammar. It's logically correct because that's what the speaker said. And remember that the order of the information, yeah, on IELTS, yeah, in the listening, yeah, is the same as in the question paper. Yeah, so follow the order of the information from the recording. And broadcast and podcast, I already told you, you need to get a lot of exposure. You need to listen to English as much as possible, yeah, from broadcast and podcast, yeah, in English, yeah. TED Talk, whatever you call it, yeah. And you also need to keep updated, yeah, with the latest news, yeah, because usually the latest issue will appear in listening and reading. And use the time during the pauses, yeah, to predict your answer, yeah, or to prepare yourself for the next question. Here the strategies, yeah, write an answer even if you're not sure. I already told you that, yeah. So once again, check your spelling, write clearly, don't stop to think. This is especially important, yeah, because if you miss one question, usually you start thinking and you get panic. Don't panic, yeah. So just keep going with the next question, yeah. Don't stop to think, yeah. And then answer the correct number, which means that you must write down your answer in the right box. Yeah, for example, answer number one, you write down in number one. Answer number two, you write down in number two. Yeah, that's why I don't recommend you to leave a box blank, yeah, because you might skip it, or you might write the question in the wrong box. And then use the scratch paper or question paper. Here's the good news on IELTS, that you are allowed to make notes, yeah, to write on the question paper, yeah, because at the end of the test, yeah, the question paper will be collected by the test administrator and they will be destroyed. Yeah, so you can make a scratch, yeah. Okay, that's all right. Okay, wait, but we are not finished yet because we still need to do the exercises, yeah.